is the Weslee and podcast, and we are back.
We're back!
It's been a while. Here with Bailey, and it's me, Weslee. Once again, we're back. Went on a little bit of a hiatus due to some lifing. Life's been lifing, so it's just been busy. And we've honestly, what it's come down to is us putting our house on the market. So
it's been summer. Kids have been home.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of stuff.
But mostly preparing to get our house on the market.
Yeah.
Which was hectic. And now it's on. So now we have a little bit more free time. And I wish that wasn't the case, because that would mean we have more showings than we do. So
we've had some showings. You just need to keep the faith, Weslee. We just keep strong, you know, believe and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fine.
Yep. So, but anyways, that's why we've been kind of dropping the ball on the podcast, but we're back at it, and we got some news, and we got some stuff that's happened, and stuff we're gonna be doing soon. So we'll kind of go jump into all that stuff. So
yeah, I mean, so since we've been gone, like I said, summer. Kids have been out. We've been getting ready. We put our house on the market. We're not moving far, just, you know, somewhere, you know, in the same area, just moving houses. The girls competed at Pan Kids. Mm-hmm. So that was fun and experience. And it was totally out of left field. Like we'd said we really wanted them to be able to compete at Pans this year, but I think we'd given up on it. We didn't really think it was in the cards. And so they got a really cool opportunity to be able to go kind of last minute and compete at Pans, which was really, really cool. Yeah,
big shout out to Kyle. I mean, he helped get that ball going. Kind of didn't really think it was going to be even close to in the cards. It was completely written off. Didn't think that we were going to make it. I mean, long time ago had decided we just weren't going to have the money to do it. And long story short, we got the ball moving on it, and Kyle offered us that opportunity, you know, and
just so cool.
Included us in like the fundraisers that we're doing. And then we talked to our gym, and they were down to help as well, obviously. So
the girls ran their own little seminar at the gym for all of the competition kids, which was
that was great. Really, you know, fun. That it helped us get down there, and then a seminar that the girls did that paid their entry for both of them to Pan. So that was awesome.
Such a cool opportunity for them, and so cool of all the people who like jumped in to support them too, like from our gym, but outside of our gym too. It's just, I'm really grateful for the community, the jiu-jitsu community that we have, and how supportive everyone is. That
trip was a lot of fun. Actually, y'all had to.
I didn't get to go.
Yeah, you got left behind, and so did Dax. But
that's okay.
It was a really cool trip to make some memories on with the girls. I'll never forget that trip. It was fun. It was just, they're kind of getting, you know, they're growing up, so we're able to do a lot more, and it's a lot more freedom. And so the hotel, just like finding the hotel and where we're gonna stay. What does the room look like?
Yep.
Where's the pool at? You know. And then, you know, what all we're doing each day. We weren't there for very long, but it's all exciting, you know.
Yeah.
We went to Disney Springs, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
They loved that. We even got like a little caricature made of them, you know.
Oh, so cute. I'll have to put a picture of it up on here and show everybody, because it's really cute.
They had to pick, like, what do they want in it? Like, Maddox wanted a pink lightsaber, and Lennox got Minnie Mouse ears on her head, and they're both like holding gold medals from Pans, and they're clinging them together. I'm like, I don't know how y'all both get gold when you're in the same division, but you know, it looks cool.
So cute though.
So, but yeah.
And they got so close. I forget how many were in their division.
Golly, I don't remember off the top of my head.
I feel like there were like, goodness, 15?
Yeah, I think it was around 15.
Or was it closer to 20? Something like that.
Right around
Maybe
there.
Around 15.
Yeah.
I don't remember for sure. But
the most that's ever been in their division. It's hard to get a lot of kids, a lot of girls in their division.
Yeah.
It's not near as stacked as like the boys' divisions are.
Mm-hmm. And they ended up on opposite sides of the bracket. They both won 2, lost in their third, which was the last one they would have needed to win to medal. So So yeah, they didn't medal this year, but they did really well considering.
Yeah, Maddox broke a record, her personal record, of fastest submission in like under 10 seconds. She hit an armbar in like it's like 8 seconds, I think, or something like that.
So good.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
So yeah, that was a fun thing that we had going on this summer. And then let's see. Now we're all in Master Worlds prep.
Shoot, I've been in prep.
You've been in Master Worlds prep for like a year.
As you can tell, I'm starting to get a little skinny. You know, if we put this out as a video, but I've been cutting weight, and not that I ever stay very high.
You can never tell
weight.
that much unless you shave your beard, and then all of a sudden.
I always feel like when I compete, like whenever I've cut weight to compete, I can see a big difference in my pictures. You know, like competition day versus just regular pictures. But I don't know. People say they don't notice. But no, I feel like I've been training for Master Worlds for like, I think I made the decision to do it like, I don't know, 6 to 8 months ago. So I just feel like I've been grinding hard since then. Yeah, so I'm kind of actually obviously extremely excited to do Master Worlds. It's not this weekend, but next weekend, so we're a week away. But I'm honestly excited to be on the other side of it. Like I've been prepping. My work has been done, and the results are going to be what they are. So go out there and fight my hardest, and then just now be on to the next chapter of whatever jiu-jitsu holds. I feel like, you know. So I'm excited for Master Worlds. What about you? You excited?
I'm indifferent. Well, so I think, yeah, you've definitely been planning on Master Worlds at least since January. I don't know when the IBJJF schedule came out, but you've been talking about it long before that even, that like this year you really wanted to do Master Worlds. And I remember when the schedule came out, I saw it. And of course, it just so happens that Master Worlds falls on my birthday weekend. And I remember you coming to me in like January or, you know, whenever the schedule first came out, and you're like, Bailey, I have this great idea for your birthday. Why don't we go to Vegas?
That's exactly how it happened.
That's exactly what happened. And I was like, really? That would have nothing to do with the fact that Master Worlds is also that same weekend in Vegas, right? And you're like, no. I mean, yeah, like we'll compete too, and then we'll hang out for your birthday. So yeah, I was not necessarily planning on competing. I've gone back and forth. I don't know. I think that was one thing that happened this summer is, I think on the last podcast I talked how I dropped some weight. And so I competed at the lower weight for the first time. And it was not great. It was not a great experience. It being a different fight than I'm used to. It didn't help that I kind of figured out, well, I knew beforehand that the people I was competing against were very accomplished, like competed a lot, had a very, very good record. Like I knew it was going to be tough anyway. But then on top of that, found out after the fact that I think both of them kind of fought up a weight class. I've seen them both in other, like signed up for other tournaments in lower weight classes since then. So it was just a very different fight than I was used to. And I think between that and the fact that mentally, I don't know, I was just not in the right place going into that tournament. It didn't go well for me, and I lost both my matches, and it kind of rocked my confidence a little bit more so. Like I wasn't confident going into it, but I was even less confident, obviously, coming out of it. And so I kind of just felt like maybe this isn't my year for Master World. Like I don't want to go through the effort and the stress and whatever to go and sign up and compete and, you know, lose in the first round. And I was like, it's just not my year for this. And it was pretty much last minute, like just a few weeks ago, between Weslee trying to talk me into it, and, you know, Tracy trying to be convincing, and figured I'm going to be there anyway to support you, so I may as well do it. So I went ahead and signed up. I actually signed up a weight class higher than this one that I just competed in, mostly because I don't want my first time actually fighting people in that weight division to be at Master Worlds. I'd really rather it be a fight that I'm familiar with. And I think at this weight class, I'm a little more familiar with what kind of fight I'm going to see when I get there. So it'll be fine. I'm somewhat indifferent about competing. I like that I don't have to worry about making weight. That's great. My division is smaller than yours, so that's nice. And,
well, mine's still pretty, like, relative to everybody else's, still pretty small.
yeah. Some of these Master Worlds divisions are insane. Weslee has 24. I think I have 16. But
I have a friend that has 70.
Insane.
Yeah, 168 blue Master 1.
How do you do that? How do you
70
fight that many
friggin'
fights to
people.
get through that bracket in
like,
one
who
day?
is the least
how many
tired?
fights
That's who
is that?
wins.
Exactly.
Not most skilled.
I don't even know how many fights that is. That's insane.
Like 7
Weslee and I
or
were
8, I
just
think.
talking about this, how I feel like there's nothing you can do to fully prepare for the level of exhaustion you're going to feel in a tournament, because it's like, because of all the adrenaline, your cardio can be spot on. Like, you can be doing all the right things, and then you show up in a tournament and it's like none of that matters because your adrenaline is so high. Like, I can go in the gym and do, 7, 8 rounds back to back to back, hard rounds, and be dead tired, but like I'm functioning, And then you get into a tournament and it's like 2 minutes into the first round and I'm like, I'm dead. I got nothing left in me. It's completely gone. My arms and legs are jelly. I can't breathe. I've got cotton mouth. Like, it just feels like there's nothing you can do to train.
Well, I think it comes.
prepare
You
for
have
that.
to. I mean, I feel like we've talked about it before, and you say that like you're surprised, but I think the more you compete, the more that goes away. Even
But
you're
it's
saying
been the opposite for me.
I know you say that, but then if you compare yourself to what you were your first time competing to what you are now, you're not as anxious as you were your first time.
No, that is not true.
That is 100% true.
I am an anomaly.
That is 100% true.
No,
I remember
Weslee.
you on your first time.
No, you don't remember
Yes, I
me.
do.
No. Listen. My very first time was at Naga. Do you not remember this?
I remember, and you don't remember that before you stepped on the mat, you were very nervous.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't nervous. I remember people kept asking, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" And I was like, "No, I feel fine." I felt completely fine. But I think it was because there was no pressure on me. The second time, I still wasn't very nervous. It's like the more I compete, the more nervous I get because I feel like the pressure's on more. Like, I have competed. I have won fights before. So now I don't want to lose. I don't think I cared if I lost in the beginning because I knew in my brain it was like, I suck anyway and I have nothing to lose. I'm just like going out there to see what I can do. Now I feel like I have something to lose. So I put more pressure on myself than I used to.
Yeah, you're definitely putting too much pressure on yourself
know.
because when it's over, you're going to go back home. You're going to be back to your normal training schedule.
I'm going to go eat some food in Vegas.
No, you see what I'm saying? Is like this. This is not, some UFC World Championship fight, a boxing.
But it is a world championship fight.
This is not. No, it's not. It's not though. It's not the same. We're all Master 1 athletes. People who have normal. Most of us have normal jobs. And we're not literally trying to be pro athletes. Okay, so.
Oh, you don't know about my hopes and dreams.
Okay,
Weslee.
my point that I'm making is that you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and after you go out there and fight, win or lose, it's over with. You're done. You're moving on to the next thing. It's not, and you're making such a big deal out of it. It's putting pressure on you that's unnecessary.
But it's not just Master Worlds. I do that with like all tournaments now. I feel like we just fought at Dallas Open. Well, I did. Your opponent no showed.
Okay, but before you had the fight that you just had, but you lost your 2 fights, you did never really have much pressure on you. You weren't ever very nervous when you fought, and then you went into that fight, and either you shouldn't have looked them up, and that had an effect on you, or you just got in your head too much because you had zero strategy. Well, you had a strategy at first, and then 10 seconds before you stepped on the mat, you decided to change it.
Well, I was going to say,
which tells me you didn't have a strategy.
I think that's part of it too. So, and it's not as much strategy, I would say, as I and I still am. I've been trying to fill holes in my game. And one thing with me, I've always been kind of like a pressure passer. That's more of like what I've done. But I've had this huge hole in my open guard. Like my open guard is garbage. And so I've really, really, really been trying to work on it. And so that's something that I'd been training in the gym a whole lot, to the point where it was like, I was iffy. Should I go out there and should I try and stand? Should I try and do judo? Should I go in there and try to pull guard? Like I'd been working on things. So I'm like, should I try something I've been working on? Should I keep doing what I've been doing? But I don't really feel that confident in what I've been doing either, because I haven't been training that. And so I think because I was training new things, I couldn't sink into what I felt like my A game was, you know? And nothing felt like my A game in that moment. And so, yeah, I was totally uncertain. I think when I walked out there, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to try to pull guard. I didn't know if I was going to do a takedown of some, like I had no idea. I was like, I'll know it in the moment, you know? And I didn't. I did not know it in the moment, unfortunately.
But the day before that, you had a game plan and you threw it out the window when you were getting nervous on the mat. Because before, all week and the week before that, you were working tons of guard pull. You were doing good at it. And that was the game plan.
But I wasn't super confident in that either. I was like, I think I want to try it. And
it doesn't. If you're working something for 2 weeks and you get on that mat, it's time to just stick to it. And whatever happens, happens. Like that's what we've been working.
Yeah.
Or you've been working.
Well, and like I said, I think mental, it was like a lot of it was a mental game. And I think while I'd been working stuff, you know, I'm not disagreeing with you. My confidence, I was not feeling confident in any of my options in that moment. And so I think that really screwed me up. And even going into it though, I knew it was screwing me up. I was like, I'm just like, I don't feel confident about it. I don't have a game plan. So that didn't help. I think I had done way too much to lose those fights for myself before I ever stepped on the mat the first time, you know? So all that to say though, I'm feeling better. Just generally speaking, I've continued to train. I've competed again since then and won.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. Poor Wesley's having a real hard time. We were supposed to both compete at the Dallas Open, but his opponent did not show up. So he got his gold medal, but
no.
He didn't earn his gold medal.
I don't even know where it's at right now.
He received his gold medal. I think it's still in your gym bag. I came across it when I was...
It's not a real medal.
Huh?
It's not a real medal.
It's not. It is a real medal. It's just not one that you earned, per se. It's one that you paid for by registering and weighing in. Yep. Which we can't say for your no-gi division because you did not weigh in for that one.
I honestly just forgot. Because the girls were fighting, right, the next day? Yeah, the girls fought the next day.
Yeah, and you were supposed to go weigh in.
Yeah. So I forgot all about it. And then I also wanted to eat, so I ate after.
Yeah. It's good food.
I was a little distracted from not having a fight because I was really annoyed.
Yeah.
But, so the big question is now, do you have a game plan for Master Worlds?
For Master Worlds.
Okay,
I think I do.
Plan.
I mean, should I say? I don't know that I should talk about my game plan, but yeah, I think I feel good about my game plan. And I also, as always, I've pretty much always been in the camp where my game plan goes to the extent of, you know, how are we going to get to the ground and like, what is my first thing that I'm going to do? And then after that, I just kind of wait to see what happens, because I never want to be so locked into a game plan that I can't shift. And I kind of feel like your best case scenario is to have answers for different things that are thrown at you. So I try not to overthink, like, I really want to get to this position. I really want to do this. I just have when I first step on the mat, this is what I'm going to do. And then what happens after that, you know, what they give me is what they give me. I feel like I can't force the fight to be what I want it to be necessarily.
And that's how it should be, because if you tell the girls all the time that you're focusing too much on one thing, you're not seeing the other opportunities.
Exactly.
And one of my earlier tournaments at Blue, I wasn't first, but one of my earlier tournaments, I was focusing a lot on looking for a specific sweep or guard or whatever. But then the next time I fought, I was looking for the same thing, but I was more open and free-minded to what their defenses were to
Yeah.
that, and I was able to find a lot more things. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can't get too honed in on one game plan.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So
100%.
but yeah. So have you done anything extra to prepare for Worlds, or just kind of been business as usual?
More of the same, business as usual. I'm not one like you who normally like trains a whole lot different for a tournament. I just keep doing what I've been doing. So I've still been working on filling all of those holes, things that I'm like, you know, I've been trying, but I'm not great at. I just keep doing it, you know, repetition, trying new things on different people, just hopefully building up my confidence and muscle memory and finding holes. And like I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good at this. And then I find one hole and it's like, dang, I'm really good unless they do that. And then I'm screwed. So finding all of those little areas and just fine tuning stuff as best as I can. So hopefully I have answers, but yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for the trip in general. I think it'll be a nice little time away. It's just you and me. Weslee and I are the only ones going. The kids are staying behind. So, and then his cousin, Trent, and his wife, Crystal, are coming with us also. They are both also competing. So that'll be fun. It's like a little group trip. We'll go compete, and then we
got friends that are going to be out there, like Kyle and his students are going to be out there, and the Vasquez. I don't think Diego's going to be there, but George is going to be there. George is competing. He's actually in Joe Meow's division, which is crazy. Yeah, there's only 3 of them too, so they're going to end up having to fight. He's already fought him before, but
he has.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I
There's only 3 in their division.
I know. I thought it was crazy too, but I guess
very surprising.
I don't know if they're light feather or
just
what.
because they're teeny tiny.
Yeah, and I don't know, I feel like there's not a lot at the black belt, but I feel like the higher up you go in the Masters division, the not so serious group starts to drop off. They don't compete as much, and the more very serious black belts are there, you know? Like the higher you go up. I could be wrong though, but that's what I think it probably is.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's not what I would have expected, but that's really interesting. Do you know what day he's fighting by chance?
I think he fights on Thursday.
Okay. Are we going to go watch?
Yeah, for sure. I want to go watch.
Okay. You know what? We'll go say what you were going to say, but.
I mean, I didn't realize that they were in the same division this time around, and I was already planning on watching both of them.
Oh, really?
I wanted to watch Joe Meow and George fight. So
that'd be so cool to watch them fight.
Yeah, that'll be awesome to watch them both fight.
I guess they both will. If it's only 3, they'll have to do like a round robin, so he'll definitely fight him, which is very interesting.
That'll be really cool. But yeah, so
I was going to mention that that you know, we've got other plans while we're in Vegas. I say we've got other plans. We don't have that many plans. We have plans to go to one show while we're there, which, by the way, kind of unrelated, but we're going to see Cirque du Soleil Ka, and I'm very excited because Weslee and I have only been to Vegas one other time, and it was with his family, like his uncle and his dad, and you know, just a few family members. And I had never been to a Cirque du Soleil show, and I was so freaking excited to go to whatever one we went to. I was very excited. And we had kind of late ticket. They weren't that late. The show probably started at like 9 p.m., but I'm an old lady. Especially then, I went to bed really, really, really early. And so we get there and we're in our seats and I'm so excited. And like 5 minutes into the show, I fell asleep. I slept through the entire show. I woke up at the end as all the lights were coming back on. And I was so upset because that was the thing I was looking forward to the most of that whole weekend.
So excited that she fell asleep.
I was like, Cirque du Soleil. I was so pumped. And then I fell asleep. I just couldn't hang.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that you were that excited if you fell asleep.
I know, I was just so tired. I couldn't keep my eyes open and I fell asleep. And I've been upset about this for years. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but it was a lot of years ago that that happened. And I've been upset about it ever since. And so I'm very excited to go to another Cirque du Soleil show and not fall asleep this time. This one is at 4:30 in the afternoon, so I will be awake.
What day is it that we're doing it?
I think it's Sunday afternoon. Yeah. So all that to say, that's like the one actual plan that we have. And then, I don't know, I guess if anybody has any recommendations for like restaurants or like, we basically said we were going to do one big show and then maybe just, you know, find some cool restaurants to eat, maybe find somewhere and do a little bit of gambling, just kind of like chill, nothing too crazy or that has to be super planned out. But if anybody has any recommendations, we would love to hear them.
I think more than any of those things, the thing I'm most excited about, besides the competing part, obviously, is the seminars.
That's okay, that's where I was going. But I took a little detour to talk about Cirque du Soleil. But I was going to say that Master Worlds is part of Jiu Jitsu Con, which is apparently officially the largest Jiu Jitsu Con in history, which is very cool. And it's over that whole weekend in Vegas. Apparently there's like over 12,500 competitors across all the different events. So it's Master Worlds, and then it's Jiu-Jitsu Con, Jiu-Jitsu Con, what?
How many? 12, how many people?
12,500.
12,000, that's a lot of freaking people.
Yeah, almost 13,000 people competing over all these events. Master Worlds, Jiu-Jitsu Con No-Gi, Jiu-Jitsu Con Novice, Jiu-Jitsu Con Kids, and Jiu-Jitsu Con Kids Con
And
No-Gi.
Not to mention what's going on the same weekend.
That last one wrong.
That are bringing people in as well, CJI.
Yes.
So people that are there for CJI are going to be there for Jiu-Jitsu Con.
Yes. And I didn't even realize.
And vice versa.
You were talking about some of the seminars and stuff, and they're free. I don't know if you realized that either, but there's all these free seminars going on. So apparently they have like windows right before, like 2 hours before you have to be there and you sign up and you can get into these free seminars.
I did not know.
Yes. So yeah, I was curious about that. So
how do we know what days they're on?
There's a schedule.
Have you seen it already?
I have seen it.
Does it conflict with our competing times?
I don't think so. Yeah, there's a schedule that's out on IBJJF's website, so you can look at all the Jiu-Jitsu Con events and whatever. And there's a schedule for when all of them are and where you have to be and where you can sign up or whatever. I would assume it's first come, first serve. So it'll actually be interesting to see how difficult it is to get into some of those seminars. Because I know you're really wanting to go to the one with Cole and Mia Funegra. And I want to say that's on Thursday. I'll have to double check the schedule because I know you're really, really interested.
Well, hopefully
in
it
that
doesn't conflict with like George fighting.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Because that's the number one I want to see. I want to see that one and Andre Gabal.
Yeah.
And there's other really good ones too. Marcelo Garcia.
There's I think there's like 19 different seminars. And most of them are hosted by 2 or 3 people.
Yeah. Last year's seminar that I watched online was by Hoffa Mendez, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what started me on my deep dive I've been on forever for the leg drag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was really insightful. And
do they always put them online like that?
They put his online. I don't know. And I watched the whole thing. It was like an hour long. And it was really good. The way he explained like why he uses the leg drag so much.
Did they do it through AOJ's like app?
I don't remember. No, it was on YouTube.
Where did you find it?
It was on YouTube, I think.
Interesting.
They're probably all on YouTube or IBJJF like picks a couple that they post, I'm sure. Because they're not probably posting 19 of them or however many. It
might be hard to get into the Cole and Mia. On the list of them, theirs is number 1.
Yeah. So we need to get on that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's not much you can do.
I know, and I already know I've been studying his diving leg drag a lot.
Oh my goodness. Wesley keeps putting me in these weird diving leg drag positions, and then he shared it with Tracy, and now Tracy's doing it, and I don't know what's happening. They just, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, we on it. So, I would love to do that one because that would just aid into me building it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so we got the
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be hard to get into, I feel like, but we will try.
and then Mia, she just came off of what winning Worlds, right?
Yeah. So huge.
Yeah.
It's so cool for her. It's like history making because she's the youngest person ever to win. She was 18 and won Worlds at black, which 3 days after getting promoted from brown to black too, which is really cool. I think that she's also the first person to win Worlds with that being like her debut at the belt.
And how long was
really
she?
Cool.
Didn't you say she went from like, was it purple to black, and how long?
In like a year. So I did a deep dive on this, right? Because I remember when it first happened and she got promoted.
Hey,
and then
real quick, Bailey's been getting deep in the combat sports area. She is.
I don't try to get deep in things, but when I have to talk about stuff, then, or if I get just something in my brain that I have a question about, I can't let it go, And when
she's over here asking me about Tank Davis and Logan Paul and all into like these
Paul Weslee.
I mean Jake Paul. That's how much I care about Jake Paul fighting Tank.
This is.
I mean, I'm excited to see Tank
don't
beat
play. I was
Jake.
about to say don't play.
No, I just want to see him beat Jake. I think even though there's a giant size difference, it's going to be not probably what everyone thinks it's going to be. But anyways, digress.
Yes. So when that happened, because Worlds was in like June, something like that. I remember knowing that she got promoted and then like immediately turned around and fought in the black belt division, and Weslee and I were like, how did that happen? Like what exactly?
And by immediately fought, you mean?
Well, like part of it being she held a brown, like at the time she would have had to register for that. She held a brown belt. So like, first of all, how did she sign up in the black belt division when she was brown belt? And then even deeper than that, the time frames, because I think she'd only been a brown belt for like 5 months or something like that. And so I did this deep dive, and I knew there were like special rules and whatever, but just knowing there are special rules is not sufficient for me. I need to know what the special rules are so I have a full understanding, and my brain wouldn't let it go. So yes, I did do a deep dive. And this is what I learned, that Mia and her twin sister, Ashley, right? They both, at purple, they won Worlds in 2024. And IBJJF has this rule that says at any of the colored belts, blue, purple, brown, if you are an adult world champion, then it basically waives your waiting period to get promoted. So normally to get promoted for IBJJF, you have to sit at blue for 2 years. You have to sit at purple for 1.5 years, and you have to sit at brown for a year, and before you can, move up and be promoted to the next higher belt
Or compete with IBJJF.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but the exception is if you're an adult world champion at that belt level, you can be promoted whenever you want. And so they both won purple belt adult worlds. They fought in different weight classes so that they could do that, right? So then I think later that year, they were both promoted to brown because of that. And then later that year, Mia fought in and won Nogi Worlds at brown, which now meant she could waive her waiting period to be promoted to black. So, and I also read that even though she was still a brown belt at the time of registration for 2025 Worlds, it's kind of like a known thing that if the professor is going to promote that person to that belt level before they compete, they can go ahead and sign them up at that higher at the higher belt level. So basically it was known and planned that she was going to be promoted to black and compete at black for Master Worlds 2025. They just didn't do it. They waited. So I think she was at purple for a total of like 6 months. She was at brown for 5 months. Ashley stayed. Number one, I don't think she had a world title, so she couldn't meet that exception to go ahead and move to black. And also they have been in this forever where, they're in the same weight class and they're fighting in the same divisions and they end up meeting each other in the finals. And so to prevent that from happening, they went ahead and promoted Mia. She competed at black. Ashley competed at brown. And they both won the world title. So Mia won at black, Ashley won at brown, and then was immediately promoted after the fact. Because again, now that she's a world champion at brown, she doesn't have to wait the full year to get her black belt. So that is the story of how that was able to happen within all of the IBJJF rule sets. It sounded like it was very not only strategic on the part of like AOJ and the Mendez brothers and how they were going to handle that, and with the Funegra sisters, right? So that they could both, maximize their own careers, but also some of it just worked out with them being able to win those world titles that gave them the opportunities to kind of fast track the promotion process.
Well, that's pretty wild that they made all that happen. I mean, also making history like that.
It's insane. So very, very cool. So yeah, 6 and 5 months. Yeah, it's like 1 year from purple to black and win a black belt world title at 18. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is wild. I wonder how many of those girls at the black belt division she's fought before. You know what I mean? Like how many of them are, I just wonder, I have to do research that, a lot of them are probably from the kid ranks at that high level.
Yeah.
Probably ran into some of them, familiar with them.
That's got to happen a lot for people who have been competing since they were, I think I read that too in all of my research, that they started when they were like 7 or something like that.
If you're going to all the majors, you're running into
since you're a
people.
kid, you're going to run into the same people over and over again at some point, Especially, when you're talking across the world. Not just local tournaments.
With all your research you've been doing and learning and discovering, have you come across anybody that you kind of gravitate towards liking to watch? Like nothing like that at all?
Nope.
Nobody you're excited to see fight at Master Worlds? Or see, they have Jiu Jitsu Con going on, obviously, so there's going to be a lot of adult athletes fighting there too.
I agree. I think it'll be interesting to see Mia. I think I know you've done a lot of Cole's, like with all his duck under, what do they call it? A master class? Yeah. Yes. His master class. I mean, you can call it lots of things, whatever, but master class. I know you've done a lot of those, and the girls love Cole, our girls. It's adorable. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if she still does, because they had to pack up all their stuff at their desks at gymnastics, but Maddox used to have a picture of Cole pinned up among all of her family photos at her school desk.
She also had it as her screensaver for a little while. Yeah.
So funny. Yeah. So, I think that'll be fun.
It's like one of the only, high level people they know that consider of.
And he got his black belt recently too, right?
Pretty recently, like relatively, Yeah. Like I think he just fought his first adult worlds with the black belt and got silver.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he got silver. No, I think he got bronze. Yeah, he lost in the semis and to the guy I think that won first, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, I don't really know. I feel like your first time going to any of these, and maybe it's different for you. I feel like we talked about it a little bit with pans, your pans, because when you've never been to anything like that before, it's just an experience, like taking it all in. And what's it like? What's it like seeing big names just kind of walk around and just like they're one of you competing, it's just interesting to be a part of the whole experience. I think that Kid Pans was probably like that for you and the girls too, just seeing the level and the magnitude of it. And so I'm excited for just that, just kind of seeing it and seeing what it's like. And I'm excited that not only do we get to do that together, but that we also have Trent and Crystal coming with us. I think that'll be think it'll be fun for it to not just be us, but for it to be a shared experience.
Yeah. I was asking Trent like yesterday if they feel like they're ready for, or have they prepared themselves for the magnitude of the environment, is what I was asking. Because it's different. I got a taste of it whenever Tracy fought Nogi Worlds, but then it was totally different at Pans whenever I went to Pans. It was just, the magnitude was crazy. And it was really cool. And especially, it was just different probably too, because I was down there in the bullpen and on the warm-up mat.
Yeah, and I didn't get to do any of that because I didn't compete. So I feel like that's part of what I mean when I say it's like a shared experience, because I was there with you, but your experience was obviously totally different because they wouldn't let me on the floor. You had to be a competitor or a black belt.
And also, you don't, even if it still slightly different, even though it is still a big magnitude and you can feel it when you're down on the floor. But you don't know the people that I'm aware of, you know. So like when you see a person walk by and I'm like, that's so and so, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, that's
for most of them.
Ignorance is bliss in my world. La-di-da-di-da.
If anything, I thought it was awesome. I don't feel like I get more nervous or anything like that whenever I see the people that I study and like look up to in the sport. It motivates me, who was it? I think it was Guy was on the side.
Really?
When I was fighting, I was like hoping he was watching my fights.
Really?
His fight. Oh, that's what it was. No, Mia went right before me. That's right. I remember Mia. I watched Mia fight. She was like the match right before me, and so they were already there. So I was like, oh, maybe he'll watch my fight. So I was like, I better go out there and show him.
I guarantee Weslee, he was for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I saw he had like a little foam finger, and he was shaking it.
He did. I saw the little twinkle in his eye as he was just like, wow. Look at that little blue belt go.
Yeah, I know. And he was like screaming in Portuguese, Yeah, he's a fan.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep, I know it.
But, I'm excited for that. And that's what I was asking Trent, and he like kind of said that he's been to tournaments that are close to as big in judo, big national tournaments and stuff like that. But I think this is going to be even a level above that.
Yeah.
So, but it's really cool. I can't wait.
Ooh, it's going to be fun. We're hoping to, we're going to do an episode when we get back to kind of recap Pans. We're not going to Pans again. To recap Master Worlds. And I think part of that we are hoping to try and like interview some people and we'll see how that goes. But we're definitely going to do like a recap episode when we get back. So that's
hopefully we can run into some people who are pretty cool and maybe can like just answer a few questions real quick, be cool if we saw Mighty Mouth. I have like a list of guys I'd like to see and
they'll
girls.
Be pretty mid compared to us, your regular OG.
But we have it was 12,000. Yeah, 12,000.
12,500.
Yeah, 12,000 people, almost 13,000 people that we have to promote. Shout out to Dylan on the shirts.
Dylan, love them.
Yeah, let's go. So nice. we got business cards.
We do. We're so professional.
Yeah, so 13,000 people, 12,000 people, right in there.
Might need to get a few more.
That's how many. I better see that many likes and follows when we come back from Worlds.
Yep, every last one of you.
Yep.
And your coaches.
Yeah. So the trickle down effect to the whole your whole gym.
Exactly.
So yeah, the business cards are pretty cool. They have like little QR codes on the back, so you can scan it. It takes you right to all of our podcasts.
Yep, everywhere you can watch and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, we're back on it, guys. Is there anything else that you were wanting to jump into?
Well, since you brought it up earlier, I would like to talk about the Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul fight, because apparently that's big news in the boxing world.
Surprised you even know who.
What's
Gervonta
interesting?
Is, you
know what's interesting, Weslee? When you first said something about the Tank Davis versus Jake Paul fight, I was like, I don't know who Tank Davis is. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, Gervonta Davis. I know that name. I don't know why I didn't know him as Tank, but I knew him by Gervonta.
Because Because you ain't a fan. You just ain't a fan.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's time to step up.
You're not wrong. I do think it'll be interesting though. So this is here, I will tell you my initial understandings of why this is a big deal in the boxing world. And you can tell me how wrong I am.
I haven't been following it at all. I haven't been following. All I know is it got announced recently and I was surprised and a little sad.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead though.
Well, okay. So this is my understanding, right? Is Jake Paul has been fighting, right? He's been trying to enter this whole boxing world and prove himself and whatever, but a lot of people are like, I think, and he's had what, 12 wins or 12 fights, something like that.
I mean, I don't keep up with his record.
And so, I mean, record-wise, he's doing fine, but a lot of people are like, you're not fighting real competition, like real boxers you're not fighting anybody who's proving that you actually belong in the boxing world. You're just fighting for entertainment. You know, it's a fun thing for people to watch, but you're not fighting anybody that's going to make us take you seriously as a boxer. And so Gervonta Davis is like the first person, because what he holds championship titles, WBC?
Gervonta? To be honest, I don't know what he has right now. I know at one point he like lost one on the scales or something. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know what. It doesn't matter what belts he really has.
He's
he doesn't
a two-time world champion.
Yes, but he doesn't really care about the belts much. He fights for the money. He doesn't really fight for belts.
Okay, but that's not my point, though. I'm just saying he holds belts. He holds titles. And that is what people are saying, like, that this is an interesting fight because it's the first one Jake Paul has done where he's fighting somebody who holds titles in the boxing world, like a real boxer, you know? And so in that sense, it's a very interesting fight. However, there is apparently a very large weight discrepancy between the two of them, with Jake Paul often fighting at or above 200-ish pounds, whereas Tank Davis is like, he fights at like 135. So, and I don't know if they're going to fight at like a catch weight or something like that. So yeah, it's like on the one hand, it's like, oh, interesting, you're fighting a real boxer. We'll see how you do. But also there's this giant weight discrepancy. So what do you do with that? What are your thoughts? And why are you sad?
Well, sad because Gervonta still has a lot left in the tank, pun intended. But he still has a lot left, and he's fighting. And I already know he is already planning on retiring. He's mentioned it and talked about how he's not fighting that many more fights, and he's getting out of here. And I'm holding him to it. I think he's honest about that. He's not like. So
do you think he took this? Are you thinking of it as him taking it like, oh, I'm out the door? So
I think he's.
Take this.
Well, no, I think this is like maybe one of his last 3 fights. He's probably gonna have. I mean, who else does he fight? Lomachenko retired. That was a fight he wanted. The only other person that I can think of that's like lucrative and a risk that he would wait really long for to build up is Shakur Stevenson. And that's the only other person. Other than that, and I know he wants to fight Jake Paul because he wants to shut him up like every other real boxer does. And not to say that Jake Paul hasn't gotten a lot better. I mean, he's just not world champion caliber. You put him up against someone who's world champion caliber and even close to that, his weight class is not going to be... ain't going to be looking like what he's been looking like against people he's been fighting. And I just think that with the giant reach advantage for Jake and the size advantage, I still think Tank's probably going to stop him. But it's going to be hard, and it's going to be a lot of chasing and a lot of missing probably. But it's going to be hard for Tank to touch him when he's so far away and he's a counter puncher. And I feel like he's going to have to figure his range out. And it's going to take most of the fight, honestly, 6 rounds at least, 6 to 8 rounds to find his range. And it depends on what kind of weird strategy Jake comes up with.
Why do you think he would take that fight? Other than, like you said, it's the end of his career.
Well,
but it's like, I would want to go out on a high note if it were at the end of my career. I wouldn't want to go out.
No, you're not thinking money-minded. He doesn't care about that. He wants to make the most amount of money.
So that's your point, is it's not about I'm going out fighting this toughest opponent and proving I'm the best. I'm going to go out making all this money.
Mayweather's camp. Most of the guys who come out of Mayweather's camp, they've been taught that it's pretty much whatever the easiest route to the most amount of money is, the most lucrative, take that. And if this is what I personally believe, the higher the risk of the fight, wait it out as long as you can, the money will build on that fight and you'll make even more. And so that's why he's going to wait to fight Shakur. That's why he's going to fight. He's going to, again, what's riskier in Shakur's eyes, and in Tank's eyes? Shakur Stevenson or Jake Paul? Well, he's going to take the one that's the most risky last, which is going to be Shakur Stevenson, and it's going to build him more money in the long run. So then taking the Jake Paul fight, which he probably thinks he can win pretty easily, and then it's going to bring a ton of money as well. So let's do that one. And I'm trying to think who else he would really fight that's in that weight class right now that it would be interesting for him.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing somebody right now, but it's pretty much just Shakur. And there's some young guns that are like really, really good that are coming up, but they're not going to get a chance. He's too far. He's too close to retiring, and they're too far from getting to a point where he would defend his title against them. You know? And it makes sense for Gervonta. Because again, you have to be a big enough name that you're going to put butts in the seats as well, so that Gervonta's making a lot of money.
Yeah, he's not going to fight some nobody just because they're coming up and will be somebody, but they're not going to be somebody fast enough. Yeah,
but like I said, my thoughts on how the fight's going to go, I think that's the biggest question. It's what people are going to ask me the most who know that I know boxing. I think you're going to have, like I said, Gervonta's going to be figuring out his range. He's going to be defensively minded early on. It's going to be slow paced in the beginning. And as the fight nears towards the end, latter half of the fight, Gervonta is going to start getting a lot closer. And I'm saying around round 8, he either catches Jake Paul and knocks him out, like times him, or he touches Jake Paul a couple times before that happens, and Jake Paul gets so defensive that it's like really hard to get to him, or like he ends up winning on the scorecards just because Jake wouldn't fight him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like really fight, because if it takes two. Like if you're literally just defending the entire time and moving and only defending, it's really hard to knock a person out like that.
Yeah.
Canelo fought a guy recently that was like, he was a boxer style fighter, but he was just playing the cat mouse game, like literally wouldn't engage at all. And Canelo won, but couldn't do enough damage and create the opportunities to knock him out because the guy wouldn't engage. So
I love Canelo.
Yeah,
my fellow ginger.
He's going to fight Terence Crawford. That's a more exciting one to talk about.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who you think's going to win? I think Canelo is more comfortable at the weight, but I think Terence Crawford really is naturally closer to that weight whenever he hasn't cut all the way down. So I think they're really honestly.
What weight are they fighting at?
I think they're fighting at 168. I think. I could be wrong though.
Is Canelo cutting to that?
No, he's already at. Yeah.
He's at it. Okay.
He went up to like 170 something, and that's when he lost to Bivol. And then now Terence Crawford is going up like 2 weight classes, I believe, to fight him. But Terence Crawford is undisputed, holds all the belts in 2 different weight classes. Never been beat. Switch hitter, can switch either stance like he's fighting one stance. Like he'll fight opposite stance the whole fight. You won't even realize it.
Yeah.
Because it looks so natural.
I know something you do not know.
Yep.
I am not left-handed. That was a Princess Bride reference.
Gosh, yeah.
It was a really bad accent, but my name is Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, I hate
killed
that
my
movie.
father.
Not a fan of that movie. But yeah, so that's one you do your research on, because that's one we'll be watching.
When is that?
That's a good question. I know it's coming up.
Hold on,
Look it up because I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. For anybody, okay. Who is it again?
Oh my gosh. You've really been doing your research, haven't you?
Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Okay, September 13th.
Okay. So
in
right around the corner.
Vegas.
That's funny.
September 13th. Okay.
Now, so let me give my, for the record, prediction for that fight.
Okay. And the Jake Paul and Tank Davis fight is November 14th. In Atlanta.
Yeah. So, Terence Crawford and Canelo. How do I think this is going to go down? So, I two different ways it could go down. Canelo's going to smash his arms. That's what he likes to do lately for a while. He just hits the arms a lot to make the arms drop, and then he'll start throwing feints to the body and start coming up to the head. And he's going to probably be pretty defensively minded, but he's going to be trying to stalk Crawford. That's my prediction for his strategy. I don't think he's doing anything different than he's been doing. He's going to do the same thing, and he thinks he's this bigger, stronger guy. He's going to try to impose his will on him and just do what he's been doing.
Sounds like he is kind of bigger.
I don't think he is. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he is. I think that
he's bigger.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is he was at 154. The only difference is Canelo has moved up to this weight class and has just been there longer. Whereas Canelo probably could have stayed at 154 way back when he decided to come up and just stayed there and maintained and kept cutting every time. Not maintained, but whereas Crawford kept seeking out certain fights that kept him like staying at that weight class, you know, really big fights. Now, Canelo had a reason to go up a lot sooner than Crawford has. So I think, if you look at Canelo, he's a lot smaller than all the guys he's fighting at 168. Like height-wise, I think he could still make 154 if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
But he's not as big as the guys who are the biggest in that division. And I think Crawford's in the same boat. He just will have the disadvantage of being able to be in that weight class for a while to get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
If you look at Canelo's style from 154 to 168, he fights completely different. He does not fight the same. He doesn't throw combinations. He's more of a stalker and beats you down. And so before, he was throwing lots of combinations. Now, for Crawford, his game plan, I think that he's going to stay on the outside and he's going to pick his punches really nice and pick his opportunities, and he's going to be faster, and I think he's going to move around Canelo more. But I do think there's going to be moments where he chooses to bang with Canelo, and that's where he has the chance of getting caught. But I think that in the end, there's a good chance I think Crawford's going to be the more skillful fighter. I think he brings way more to the table as far as skills. And I think that Canelo is more of like a three-trick pony. You know, he kind of has 3 or 4 things he does really well, but he's not going to like be pulling any tricks out of his bag.
Okay.
Crawford has a lot of different tools in the tool bag. Some I don't think we've ever seen. Because he hasn't had to. I mean, look, when he fought Errol Spence, like, people thought it was going to be way closer than it was, and he kind of steamrolled through Errol Spence. So I think there's a possibility come later rounds it ends up looking like that.
Yeah.
Canelo's super durable, so knocking Canelo out, and he's really good defensively. I think he doesn't knock him out, but I think is a good chance that he beats him on the scorecards by just being a little more active.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my prediction.
Okay.
As of now.
I guess we will find out on September, whatever the heck I said. I don't remember.
It was 14th.
The 14th.
Could be wrong.
So. No, one was November 14th.
13th, maybe.
I don't remember.
In Vegas.
Crawford. Oh, wait, here. September 13th.
Let's see.
In Vegas, yes.
So, anyways, guys, that is it. I think that's all we got for this one. So.
Yep, we will be at Master Worlds next weekend, and we will give you a full update on the whole experience when we get back. Oh my goodness.
It's going to be exciting. I can't wait. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that I can talk to some people that I look up to in the sport. I think I get more nervous talking to people that I look up to or like study or whatever, like talking to them for an interview purposes. Like in my mind, I feel like I'm going to get more nervous doing that than I will competing at Master Worlds. I don't have no problem being next to them. I don't have a problem talking to them if it's just me and them. But when I'm like, hey, can you be put on the spot and put this mic on you and can listen to me talk and answer some questions, that feels really nerve-wracking. So we'll see how it goes. I just feel like I'm invading people's privacy. Like, dude, get the camera in my face. I don't got time for it. But I feel like most of the people who are like popular probably have dealt with that, and maybe they're more accepting of it. Like, even whenever the girls met Cole at Nogi Pans, I was like, felt awkward to ask for a picture because I'm like, dude,
he was nice about it though.
No,
right?
he was, yeah. And there's other people that were getting pictures, but I just feel like I'm being too what's the word, like invasive.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, how do you pick a good opportunity to talk to someone? You know, you see one of your favorite athletes and they're warming up, or they're about to coach, or they're with a student, and you're like, see, I don't want
like a bad time.
There's never like a good. I feel like there's like, well, you happen to run into them at the hotel, and they're like, you're in the elevator with them.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen, but that's more when an organic conversation happens, not necessarily, let me pull the mic out. That's really what I'm here for. I've been stalking you. You know, so.
Creeper.
But that is another thing too, a side note, that is really cool about the big tournaments, like the
Majors?
The majors, yeah. Where you go there and everybody's there from all over the country. So it don't matter what hotel you stay at. I mean, every person you turn to is there for jiu-jitsu. So you have something, something to relate to with everybody you talk to.
Yeah.
So that is really cool.
Yeah.
About it.
Especially in this case, because we're staying at the Westgate, which is attached to the venue. So yeah, I would imagine most everybody staying there is going to be there for.
Also, any of my Master 1 purple belts who fight on Thursday, let me know if you need a warm-up partner. My cousin needs a warm-up partner.
Oh yeah.
Because I can't go down on the mat because I don't fight till the next day. We can only go down on the floor to warm up on our day, or unless you're black belt.
Bummer.
So, yeah, that sucks. I mean, it's got to be somebody. I know I got some homies, so if y'all need somebody, holler at me. But anyways, that's it, man. That's all we got for this one.
We will see you next time.
I'm Weslee.
I'm Bailey.
And that's Weslee Weighs In. Let's go.